you really want to listen to people's problems all day? Before you answer, think about it. The endless trauma stories, or maybe they're not even trauma stories, the heavy energy, the tears, the same cycle, repeating session after session, day after day, week after week. I know you love helping people, but deep down, sometimes you leave a session feeling like you just lived their trauma, their story, their issue with them. And let's be honest, that's not why you became a healer. Empaths absorb trauma stories. They absorb the client's issue. They absorb so much energy all into their own nervous system. And practitioners often feel more exhausted than clients. Hearing graphic details, even if they're not super graphic or they don't seem that bad, it still can re-traumatize both the client and the practitioner. And over time, this creates compassion fatigue and burnout. And like many practitioners that I know, they end up developing health issues. No one told you that holding everybody's pain would cost you your own well-being. It's just not talked about. But if you're exhausted, resentful, experiencing things like weight gain, even health issues you didn't have before, considering quitting, you're not broken. You're just using a model that was never designed to protect your energy. Traditional healing assumes that understanding equals healing. Talking it through equals healing. But the subconscious doesn't need the story. The subconscious already has the story. It needs a shift in energy. The imprint, the real root, exists beyond words, and it's already there. So talking about it often just simply reinforces the pattern rather than releasing it, rather than experiencing that shift. So here's the truth. You don't need to know the story to guide powerful healing. In fact, sometimes knowing the story gets in the way. In transformative art healing, clients never have to reveal what they're working on. And trust me when I say your client doesn't want to have to talk about it again. They would be super happy if you could just read their mind. They've already been through that time and time again and didn't get the results that they were hoping for. So transformative art healing works through symbol, color, and shape. Healing happens without retraumatization. It happens without your client having to retell their story and without the practitioner having to hear it again. Practitioners stay clear, unbiased, and light. So imagine guiding a session where you don't know the story. You don't carry the pain. You don't have to figure it out. And your client still walks away transformed. That's what is possible with transformative art healing. So like one of my students said, she couldn't believe how light she felt after guiding a session. She didn't know what the client was working on, and she was really nervous about that because it seems foreign to us. And she didn't take it on herself. She was free to just simply guide, and the results were powerful. So let's try something together. Think of a time when you shared a heavy story or somebody shared a heavy story with you. Could have been a friend or a client. And just notice for a minute, like how your body feels, how you tense up. Now, if that feeling had a color, what would it be? If it had a shape or a texture or a symbol, what would it look like? It's in your mind. It popped into your brain, right? So that's the imprint of somebody else's energy or the energy of that issue that you have been carrying. And that's what happens to practitioners session after session until they burn out. But with transformative art healing, you don't carry it. You guide the process without absorbing the pain. You don't have to be the story holder to be the healer. You don't have to figure out how to best serve your client. You don't need to re-traumatize yourself to prove that you care. The most effective practitioners are those that stay clear. Healing people shouldn't cost you your health. You can be a powerful guide without being a sponge for pain and still care so deeply for your clients. So practitioners, if you have ever thought, I can't keep doing this forever, you're right. Not like this. I was there. I got totally burned out, was having health issues, was exhausted all the time. But you don't have to give up your calling. There's a safer, more effective way to help others heal without re-traumatizing yourself or your clients. And it can even be fun. So who would love to have a client happy about coming to a session because it's going to be fun and they're going to feel great after? So in my next video, we're going to talk about the burned out client. Like, do you really want to talk about it again? It's the flip side of this conversation, and it's going to blow your mind. In the meantime, grab my free masterclass from Stuck to Shifted. The link is in the description below. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. And like this video if you have ever felt drained from listening to stories. I'm sure we have all experienced that. And I would love to hear from you. So have you ever felt heavy or exhausted after holding someone's pain? Let me know in the comments below. You don't have to listen to problems all day to change lives. You can heal without burning out. And until next time, remember, you're not broken. You are absolutely beautiful.